Good day, everyone. I am Mr. Garth Reed, Student Ambassador in the University of Technology Jamaica and Mathematics Teaching Training in the School of Mathematics and Statistics. Today, we'll be looking at a CAPE Integrated Mathematics past paper question, right, from the May-June 2017 paper. I will be focusing on Module 1, which is Foundations of Mathematics, and the topic is trigonometric graphs. So here we have our past paper question from 2017, which says the graph of the functions f of x, which is equal to sine x, and g of x, which is equal to a plus b sine x, are shown in the figure below. All right. And if I scroll down, it also says that we are to determine the values of a and b and write the equation of g of x. All right. So before I start the question, I just needed to note something here. All right, so let me write it here. Note. If you have something of the form y is equal to a times the sine of bx plus c, all right, where a, b, and c are real numbers, all right, then a represents, right? A represents the amplitude of the graph, all right? It represents the amplitude of the graph. B represents the number. B represents the number of cycles, all right? And C represents the vertical shift, all right? So these are things that you should note. Okay, good. So let us now do the question. All right, so let me scroll down and write solution. So solution. All right. Now, what I'm going to do first is to find the value of A. All right, so let me scroll up. We're finding the value of A. All right. But in the question here, all right, this is the question that we're focusing on. And g of x is equal to a plus b sine x. All right. It kind of looks like the function that we have here, which says y is equal to a sine bx plus c, but the letters you realize are switched around. All right. So even if it is switched around, you need to understand what each letter represents. Okay. So I'm going to find the a first, and if you compare it to the one that I wrote here on the right, the a would represent the vertical shift. Okay, that represents the vertical shift. Now, let me write this in blue. Now, if we do some careful observation of the graph, all right, so here I have 0, all right, here I have 0, and let me just let you know that this horizontal line here is called the rest position, all right? It is the x-axis, but it is referred to as the rest position. And I know in physics, they refer to as the undisturbed position, all right? Now, if you look at the graph carefully, the graph moved here at this point, all right? The graph moved from that point there to 3, all right? The graph moved from that point there to 3. So this is what we have. All right, the graph moved from 0 to 3 right here. Okay? So if you count the number of units, you will recognize that the graph shifted, right? The graph shifted upwards 3 units, all right? So the graph made a vertical shift of 3 units upwards, okay? And that means that the value of A will be equal to 3. Okay, so I hope you understand that. So let me write my statement here, all right, in my solution. So the solution is by observation, all right? So by observation, the function f of x, right, we had said that it has a vertical shift, all right? It has a vertical shift of 3 units upwards, all right? And that implies, all right, so which implies that A, the value of A is equal to 3, all right? So we have successfully found the value of A. Now it is the time for the value of B. What is the value of B? Now, if we compare the equation here in the yellow with the equation in red that I wrote on the right here, all right, the B would represent the amplitude, all right? B represents the amplitude, okay? So we're now focusing on this graph here, all right? We're focusing on that graph there. Okay, so let us look at it now. B represents the amplitude, all right? Now, this dotted line here, this dotted horizontal line is the new rest position, all right? The new rest position or the new undisturbed position, okay? And the amplitude is defined as the maximum distance from the rest position, okay? So in other words, what I'm saying is that the distance from here, all right, the distance from the rest position is here to that point there, all right, that is 2 units, all right? I hope you can see that. So in order to move from this yellow point here, all right, to this point here at 5, all right, the graph, you would have to move 2 units, all right? That is the maximum distance, and that is our amplitude, okay? So I hope you understand that. So if the maximum distance from the rest position is 2 units, then we can therefore say that the value of B is equal to 2. All right, so let me write our statement down here. So we can see also the maximum distance, all right? So the maximum distance from the rest position, all right? As a matter of fact, let me put new in here, all right? So the new rest position, all right? So the maximum distance from the new rest position is 2 units, all right? Which implies, all right? So that implies that the value of B is equal to 2, all right? So we have therefore calculated the value of A, and we have also calculated the value of b. All right. Now remember in the question up here, it says determine the values of a and b, which we have just done, and write the equation of g of x. All right. So let me do that here in blue. So therefore, g of x, all right, that is equal to a plus b sine x. That's what they gave us in the question. So all we have to do now is just substitute the values of a and b that we got from the graph into the equation. So g of x will be equal to 3 plus 2 sine x. All right, and that is our solution to this trigonometric graph question. Okay, I hope you understood this. I am Mr. Garth Reed, student ambassador in the University of Technology Jamaica and mathematics teacher in training in the School of Mathematics and Statistics. If this video was helpful for you and you want to see more, please ensure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and also share the video with your friends. All right? I thank you for joining.